of the most active and haunted locations I personally have ever investigated. Built to house the criminally insane.
Touching, hair touching, feeling that somebody's right in your face. Dark shadowy figure.
And all of the lights are off. There's no one down there.
Figure of a woman come down.
A spirit asked me to leave.
Shouldn't be doing it, should just go quiet. One of the patients did die in there.
Did you all hear that?
It's going off.
Is there someone in this cell with me? I don't know if it's... Hi Crypt Keepers, thank you for tuning into Amy's Crypt. Tonight I am kicking off my Halloween special, and this is a part one of a two-part series, guys. I'm going to be venturing inside Zed Ward for the criminally insane, and this is one of the most active and haunted locations I personally have ever investigated. Before we get into things, I do just want to give a big special thank you to the Adelaide Haunted Horizons who are helping me out with this location big time. They actually run ghost tours and paranormal investigation nights inside Zed Ward, so if you want to come investigate this place for yourself or experience it, I'm going to leave their website below so you can find some details down there on how to do so. I'm also linking all of their social media, guys, so please go chuck them a follow for helping and supporting Amy's Crypt. But I think it's time to head in. Glenside, a sleepy suburb of Adelaide, Australia, boasts a foreboding building believed by many to be haunted. Zed Ward was an asylum built in 1885 with the purpose of housing South Australia's criminally insane. By 1887, the building had opened to patients as part of the larger Glenside Hospital campus, boasting maximum security features similar to many jails of the time. After all, Zed Ward was built to house those who weren't compatible for life in a typical correctional facility. Zed Ward was eventually closed in 1973 and sat empty afterwards for many years. Eventually, the building was opened back up to the public, and many instances of paranormal experiences have been reported since. We are here to investigate Zed Ward and search for the truth as to whether this building could be haunted. We're actually inside Zed Ward now, so it's all lit up at the moment, but of course when we start investigating I'm going to go completely lights off. But this is basically how big a wing is, so we have all of the doors here, and then once again down here, and there's two levels. I'm currently standing on the second level, so there's a lot to explore here, and there's a lot of stories and history that go with this place. So I'm just taking you into one of the cells now, and I just picked a random cell. There's a lot of them. I just wanted to kind of show you so you can get a feel of kind of how bleak it was in a cell. So all of the windows are well protected, and they're really not that big in here, you know? And there's a lot of these cells here. A lot of stories to go with each of these cells as well. And there's also particular stories of hauntings that I'll cover as well that are situated in specific cells. So Zed Ward was actually built as part of the Glenside Hospital campus. And one of the reasons why people believe that this place is so haunted was because it was actually built to house the criminally insane. And this was people who were too violent or aggressive to be housed in a normal prison environment, so they were brought here. And Zed Ward was actually built in a very similar way to prisons because it was literally made to contain people within so that they could not get out once they were in. Alright guys, we are joined here by a very special guest. This is my friend Alison from Adelaide Haunted Horizons, and Alison spends a lot of time in Zed Ward. She knows this place very well. So do you want to tell my Crypt Keepers just a little bit of a brief history of the place?
It's a really intriguing building. It was built in 1885 as part of what was then known as Parkside Lunatic Asylum. Obviously politically incorrect, so quickly changed its name along the way. Eventually became known as Glenside Hospital towards the end. But this building was set at the very back of the precinct for the worst of the worst. So you had to have committed a crime to have been put into this building here. So the term back then would have been the criminal defectives, which is a terrible term, we just obviously don't use it now. We refer to it more as mental health issues, but this is what this building was used for. So it's shut in 1973. And after that, it was used for mines and energy for about 10 years, but then it became not abandoned, but it just wasn't used. It was empty until we came in 5 years ago.
Did a lot of activity stir up when you came in after that 5 years, after it being empty for so long?
Well, we didn't even know if there was anything here. So how it all began is I'm on the Heritage Committee for this building, and we were wanting to raise money, and I don't know about anybody else, but I wanted to get in here and see if anything's happening in here. But we didn't know if it was haunted or not. 5 years now we've been here, I could speak for 4 hours on the stuff we've had happen in this building. It's been absolutely amazing. Very first time I ever came in here was to clean it. We couldn't bring people in here with dust and the dirt that was all over the floors, so we came in to clean the floors. And even on that very first time in here, I was cleaning upstairs and one of the doors opened. These doors don't open, by the way, but it kind of opened and left a crack like that. And it was almost like somebody was peeping around to see what we were doing. It was already that feeling in here. But it's, yeah, been my most challenging place to take a tour through, I think.
So I know that you've got a lot of stories. What are the most common occurrences? Because I know you bring a lot of groups through here for investigations or just tours.
Yeah.
So what are the most common paranormal things to happen?
Touching. Hair touching, feeling that somebody's right in your face as well. We get that a lot, especially in this room just to the side of us. Dark shadowy figure. Now that's very common, and I will say I don't see things very often. I've been investigating for 30 years now. Very rare do I actually see a ghost, but I've seen a figure in here about 6 times. Always the same, very solid, very black. I've watched it walking away from a tour and I've thought somebody's just walked away from the tour, one of our guests, and nobody there. So a lot of the guests are reporting seeing this figure. So if they're standing here in a group and I'm talking to them, they're getting freaked out because they're seeing a dark figure down the other end of the hallway. So that is quite a common occurrence here.
I love that. I'm so
So
excited.
do we. So do we. So do we.
What are the really crazy, intense occurrences that have happened over the years?
One that I really do remember is this room over here. This is the room I don't like. I love it because I hate it the most. We refer to it as the mirror room. And as I said, I'm very rational. I won't jump to the paranormal conclusion, but I was in there doing a tour. And we don't do it with torches or anything like that. We actually do it in the dark, which means our guests become silhouettes. So I'm in there doing this story and I've got the silhouette of a guest who is right in my face, almost like this. All right. Now, she's not going to enjoy that.
It feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy that. We all have that little bubble of space around us we don't want people coming in on. So what that does to a tour guide, it completely puts you off your stride. And the only way you can handle that is maybe make a polite point of it, touch them on the shoulder, because generally people will step back from your touch. And I just broke off my story and said, I'm sorry. I said, is there somebody next to me? And I put my hand out to touch them. My hand just kept going. There was 2 people leaning on the window behind me. They completely freaked out because they saw it as well. There was about 3 or 4 people that actually did see this figure. We all thought it was a guest. And they said whatever it was stepped away from my hand and then completely vanished in front of them. Tour over. It was like every man for himself out there.
I am really, really excited for tonight. It feels like nostalgia just being back here at Zed Ward. And thank you so much
That's
for
all right,
helping
my
us come in
pleasure.
and investigating with us. It's
I
going to
know
be
which
good
cell I'm
night.
going to put you in tonight.
Which one? Number 2
Yeah.
is number 2.
Girls are very popular in that cell.
That was the cell that I did lock down by myself last time.
Did you get anything?
And I felt really, really weird in there. I did not like it at all.
Yeah,
So I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll definitely split up and you can put Jared alone somewhere.
What?
So what's really cool is you bring tours in here all the time and people on lockdown investigations. So how can people go about doing that and come and deserve that for themselves?
All right, so all they have to do is look our website up. So that's AdelaideHauntedHorizons.com.au, or if they come onto Facebook page, we've got a lot of our tours up there. They can read about what's been happening here, see the photographs and look at the reviews, because this one is very popular on the
And you guys are they're live streaming all the time on their Facebook as well.
Yeah.
They do a lot of travel. They've been to a lot of the places I've been to all over the world too. So you never know what's going to pop up on Facebook.
Yeah, and I very rarely give warning. It just like pop up on the live feed.
Yeah.
So you can take part in an investigation as well. So
Highly recommend.
comfort
guys.
of your own home.
Highly recommend. Alright guys, so we've just made it upstairs and all of the lights are off, except this one. So we're going to start investigating, obviously in the dark, and we're going to hit a couple of the hot spots up here and see if we can get any activity to happen. I'm really, really excited for this. So we're just going to get set up with some equipment to start reaching out. Jared's actually just laid a couple of what we call cat balls, very technical term. They're just motion. So when these touch or get moved, essentially they light up. So once this is still, it shouldn't be moving. And then if it lights up and it's not moving and nothing's happening, it's kind of interesting. So we've got a couple of those spread down here. We're just going to basically sit in the middle of the hallway, call out and see if any of these gadgets go off, and that might kind of direct where we lead our investigation towards. So see what happens. So in addition to our little cat balls that we're setting out, Cag's going to help us lay out a couple of other pieces of equipment that could be interesting to use and might help us get some activity going.
Okay, so the REM pod, proximity device, just wait till it's calmed down a bit. Okay, so this one you don't have to touch it, you just have to go close to it. Closer you get, the more lights. Play a little tune. That's cool. Environmental detection instrument. So at the bottom you've got the geophone, which is the vibration. Okay. You've got a row of blue lights there, which is the same as your K2 meters with the green lights on.
Yeah.
Ambient temperature of the room. And then you've got a sort of row of lights up here. So the green one will flash as the change in humidity, yellow air pressure, and then the red if there's a sudden increase in temperature, and the blue if there's a sudden decrease in temperature. So that's pretty cool. So this is the Ovilus 5. So this one takes into account the electronic magnetic fields around us and the temperature. It makes a calculation and spits out a word.
So I've got heaps of gadgets out and I just got a word through and it says Walter. I mean, I don't know if there's any record of a Walter ever being here, but that could definitely be interesting.
Ooh.
And there goes the REM pod.
Now you saw how close you had to get for that to go off.
Yeah.
And we're not that close to it.
Baby. Walter, baby.
Walter, baby.
Are you around, Walt? Is it alright if I call you Walt? Alright guys, so as you can hear and maybe see, the REM pod down the end just started going off, and it started going off interestingly as we walked away from it. We've now reached the middle of the hallway up here, and the cells are to my right or to my left. And there's no one down there, so... Can you walk a bit closer to us? Can you touch anything else on the floor? My name's Amy and this is Jared. We have Alison and Cag, who you guys probably know pretty well. They're here a lot. I've been here once before. Do you remember us? You didn't seem to like Jared.
Have you missed us? We've been away. Not been here for about 8 weeks.
Is there anyone in a cell? Can you come out into the hallway? We'd love to know if you're here, so we're not just talking to ourselves. So, did you hear a little tap down?
Like tap on metal.
Is there anything down there that might make that noise, or?
No, Nice thing about the building is it is an extremely quiet, very solid building, and you don't get the popping and the creaking of building sounds because it's solid cement, solid walls. Yeah, you just get used to the sounds in the place.
Yeah, that's interesting. So down that end we heard a little metal tink. Did you make a noise down there? Can you make that noise again? So last time that we were here, in this area here, we were reaching out to a spirit, and we believe we were communicating with a female spirit, and she really didn't seem to like Jared. She told him to get up, and then as a direct response, when we asked if you want Jared to leave, a voice came out saying leave. So that was kind of interesting.
That's all right. Just say pass if you can't think of anything. Pass. I'll come back to you. Pass. 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 So if you want him to go, you've got to say it clearly. You've got to manipulate this. Otherwise he's staying. Now that was a different voice. Oh my god.
Why don't you walk down there, Jared?
She always does this to me.
This was a male-dominated building. That's one thing I should say in history. It's a male-dominated building its whole life, and there shouldn't have been women in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a woman humming. Kag's heard a full tour heard a woman humming in here one night. And a complete skeptic, I was talking history with him. He watched a figure of a woman come down from that cell at the end, pass in front of the windows there, and disappear into the cell. So,
Wow.
and it's just like, there shouldn't be a woman here.
Yeah.
This was definitely a male building, so she is still a bit of a mystery, but she's been seen, she's been heard,
Yeah.
and she doesn't seem to like men being in here, as Jared found out.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Alright, so Amy's asked me to walk down this hallway because last time I was here, a spirit asked me to leave. So I don't know how comfortable I feel going down here on my own. I haven't felt anything tonight though, it feels pretty calm. That's the current temperature in Celsius in the REM pod. Just going off like crazy before, but it's been pretty quiet now. Let's go into cell 22. So right now I'm in cell 22 on my own in the dark. I can just imagine what it would have been like being in here every day. This place looks creepy. How's the temperature now? I forgot what it was before, so I don't know if it's gone up or down.
Paranormal musical box. How cool is that?
It looks cool.
Maybe I should show you that way. That's better that way up.
Just without even being on. It just looks cool.
It's really good, isn't it? So when you turn it on, it just sets itself up. It's like an ultrasonic beam comes out of here. How creepy is that?
That is so creepy.
So if anything passes the beam,
Oh, please make this go off for us.
how cool is that?
This will make my whole year if this goes off.
See, that should have a clear... There's nothing in front of that to stop it.
So it's not setting itself up, it's really
Not
just
setting
going
itself
off.
up, it's still going off. It has to have a 3 metre, that's more than 3 metres.
Yeah.
And it's not hitting anything, it's not hitting the side of the door or the door frame.
Is this normal?
Shouldn't be doing it, it should just go quiet. Let's put it in a different doorway. Let's try this doorway, just see whether it's that one or it's working now.
I love it.
Right.
What I might just do is just turn it off and reset it.
So do you want to put it back in front of this one? Back in front of the cell, yeah? So I'll turn it off.
That's the one where things will be most likely to come out of.
Okay, so let's put it back where it was.
So 22. If there is someone around here in this whole wing, this area, we have this device on the floor, and if you move in front of it, it will play a tune. So don't be shy if you like the music, because we certainly like it. We would love if you walked in front of that. Really hope something walks in front of this. That would be so cool. Are you down here? Can you show us that you're down here with us? Come close to the red light, or if you move in front of that music box, it will play for you.
Couldn't get it to stop going off before, could we?
No, it was
Oh, it wasn't you making it go off then?
No.
I could hear it going off, but I wasn't paying much
Yeah,
attention.
you put it down and it just kept going and going and
Oh,
going.
okay. Now it's settled.
I'll put this in too. Are you in cell 22? I've heard there's sometimes a lady down here, down this end. If you want us to leave, can you set this off? Can you walk in front of it? Then we'll leave. So I'm going to head further back down the hall and we'll keep those going. Hopefully something happens and comes down.
What about the gentleman in the big room here? I've thrown a ball in there where you're supposed to stand.
It's really cold here.
Can you make that ball go off, please? Let us know you're in there. I don't think you want us to know you're in there, but...
Are you watching us?
That's the room when I was cleaning the floors. That door was shut, but the door opened. It opened just enough and got the whole feeling that something was watching you.
Yeah.
And that was the same night that my husband was helping out as well, and
Yes.
somebody took the back of his shirt.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That was the very first night ever.
Miss. You talking to me?
You want Amy to come in?
You gotta tell me to. I'm not gonna.
To flash that ball. It's in the corner. You make the ball flash, please.
What was this room?
It was a dorm. So it had several patients in there.
Oh, okay.
So it would have had the patients that were a bit more trustworthy.
Oh, I see.
So whereas with the small cells, you would only ever have one patient in those cells,
Yeah.
because obviously you can't put them together. In this one, you could have, actually I read an article where one of the patients did die in there, but they referenced about 8 other patients in there.
Oh, okay. How many of you are in here? just said disturbed as soon as I walked in. Am I disturbing you? Stay. Now you want me to stay? I'm going to put this down so it doesn't seem like it's going off as much. If you do want me to stay, I need you to light that ball up. The one that's in the corner. All you need to do is go towards it and touch it. Just a little bit. It says smooth. Alright guys, so I'm in this room by myself. I can't really see a whole lot. Just the window there. So unless I have my night shot on, it is completely pitch black. There is a small amount of light from the windows, but I can't really see in here. Let's see where the wall is. I really want to know if there's someone in this room with me. I've been told that multiple people would stay in this room. If that's the case, can just one of you say something to me? You can touch me if you want. I give you permission. I'm going to note there's something yapping out the window. A dog or a bird or something. Can someone come close and say something to me? Can you whisper in my ear? Maybe you can come towards this device on the floor. That might help you to talk to me. Can you make it say a word so that I know I'm not alone? Maybe you can make that ball in the corner flash. If you could do that, that would be amazing. Are you standing at the door, Jared? Oh, you look really creepy. So this device down here, guys, just started to go off. And you probably can't see anything. What was that? So we just heard a noise coming from down here. To describe it, it seemed like a crash noise.
It was more like a big loud drag, wasn't it?
Drag?
That's what I heard.
Dragging noise,
Like
yeah.
a dragging noise down this end here. If that's you down there, I hate to say it, can you do it again, please? I know you get bored of people asking over and over again. It's the only way we know if you're here or not. Come on. Have you at the cells? You've got visitors. Amy's coming down to visit you.
Please say hello. Don't be shy. Can you make another loud noise for me? We know someone's down here. Are you trying to hide from us? What was that? Did you all hear that?
Yeah. Was it up your way?
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say this cell. So guys, I just heard like a loud thud. And the camera doesn't want to focus in here. There's someone in this cell. If you did make a noise, can you do it again, please? So I'm gonna go into this cell. Alright guys, so I'm standing inside cell 43. The reason why I came in here was because we heard a loud thud as I was walking down the hallway. To me, it sounded like it came from right within this cell. I can't say for sure. If it did, it could be the one either side of this one. It did really sound like it came from in here. Is there someone in this cell with me? I'd love to know if there is. If you can make a noise, I know that you've made a noise before, and maybe it's difficult for you to do that. But if you can make another loud noise like you did before while I'm standing in here, that would really prove to me that you're here. And I'd be very appreciative. So I really feel like there's much going on in here. It's like it comes and goes, and when I'm not paying attention, then something will happen. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna get set up to do a spirit box. While I was down that end sussing out those weird bangs and noises, Jared was up here and he said that we're getting a bit of activity.
Right?
I don't know, it just smelled weird when I walked past that cell. Maybe because I was just talking about smell with CAG, but this seemed to be going off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the, was it the motion?
The motion, yeah. So the red flicker on the bottom, vibration. Yeah.
That's how much it takes to like...
Well, yeah, we're banging hard.
Both of my knees, like...
And that's not going off. There you go, I got it.
That was my knees, guys. And
But
now they hurt.
this was going off on its own though, so that was interesting.
That is weird. I wonder if that could be paranormal or just something natural that's causing... I mean, it just went off then as well. Just,
I was filming you.
That's fine. It was just like one of the vibrations, so I don't know how... So it takes that much to get one light to light up.
It's going off.
Okay, so we just had our first cat ball go off. And they should only really go off if something touches them. So, all good. That was just the spirit box. If someone just touched that ball, can you do it again? Or can you go towards or touch any of these other lights down the hallway? Please. Can you walk past the one on the end? That one plays music.
Did do it.
Thank you, if that was you. Can you go towards any of the other lights? Can you make anything else light up? I will just note that it's the cat ball you just kicked, right?
It is. Maybe they just needed me to show them how it's done.
Maybe. You heard that right?
Mm-mm.
Really? I swear I could just hear a rustling and movement, like a lot of movement. Alright guys, so we're joined with CAG again and we're going to try a spirit box down here, and the reason we're choosing here is because we've got the cat ball somewhere behind me that went off before, as well as this motion sensor on the floor, and that thing keeps kind of triggering, so maybe there's something around here. I mean, we can't say for sure, but if we reach out on the spirit box and we can get any interesting responses through, that would be kind of pretty cool, really. So, hi, is there anyone here? We've been in here for a while and If you have been trying to let us know with these devices we have on the floor, maybe it's easier for you to speak through this. Can you say hello to us? Can you tell us a name?
Hanky one. Hanky one. Hanky one. Hanky one. Hanky one.
Can you tell me how many people are in this building? How many living people are in this building?
No, because sorry.
What are you doing in here? Do you remember any of our names? Can you tell me the number of a cell that I should go into?
We thought, okay.
How long have you been here for?
Norma is one. Well, part by. We.
I don't feel like we're getting anything like intelligent through. That's really answering us. There's a lot of words and phrases coming through, but they're not necessarily significant to anything. So it could just be like radio interference. But, maybe we start heading downstairs.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think it's been quite interesting, especially the noises.
Yeah, for
When the cat
sure.
were going off
I
as
even
well.
felt like while we were doing that spirit box, I could hear some noises here.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what was causing them, but we're going to head downstairs, guys. And that you're going to see in part 2, and there are some seriously interesting cells and things that happen down there. So stay tuned, that one will be up soon.
This thing that stood up.
Are you back in the room with us?
The creepiest room, things show up in the mirror. You gotta go by yourself too. This definitely isn't a cell you really want to be alone in.
Somebody between 6'6" and 6'8" standing right in front of me.
Dizzying feeling. I swear I just heard footsteps, which is kind of cool. Can you touch the guy in the corner? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please make sure that you are subscribed. My part 2 is on its way very soon, and it is my big Halloween finale, and I'm very, very excited for you guys to see what I have in store for you. If you did enjoy this episode though, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That'll really helps me out. You can do a bit more reading on Zed Ward or other haunted locations I visited over at AmysCrypt.com. You guys can also follow me at AmysCrypt on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for watching, Crypt Keepers. Until next time.